Another name that keeps creeping in and is Everson Griffen. You know, the folks in Minnesota have been out, Minnesota beat reporters are saying he should just re-sign with the Vikings. Well, he opted out of a multi-year contract because he wants to go and test the free agent market and hadn't been able to visit places. Again, is that another guy that you think is a legitimate possibility for the Browns?
I would have a lot of interest in Everson Griffen. I think he's still a good player, and he had a really good year last year. He's a veteran guy. He's been in the playoffs before. He knows how to win, and I think that's good for a football team to have guys that have kind of been through those battles and been through a long season and know what it takes to take that next step from being, maybe a 7-9 middle of the road team to being a 10-6 or an 11-5 team. I think that stuff matters, and he's still a good player. The Browns did sign a veteran in Adrian Claiborne to a 2-year deal. So he's still in the mix. Everybody kind of forgets about him. But, I say the more pass rushers, the better. And if Everson Griffen wanted to come here, you couldn't add him and Clowney. But if Clowney decides to go elsewhere and you have to settle for Everson Griffen, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Now, if they do sign one of the two, does it make Olivier Vernon somebody that they move on from? Or they have enough cap space, if it's a 1 or 2 year deal, they can probably fit both of them in as long as there's an out.
They probably could, but I don't know if they would keep both. I think the issue with Vernon, of course, has always been his health. He just hasn't been healthy the last few years. And last season, of course, he missed a bunch of playing time when he got hurt in Denver. So I would think that if they added a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, he would probably get the money that's supposed to go to Olivier Vernon. His contract actually doesn't get guaranteed until a week before the season starts, so they have a lot of time for that. So if they want to pay Jadeveon Clowney $15 million, they probably wouldn't also pay Olivier Vernon $15 million. I think that's an either or situation.
Same thing with Griffin, or is Griffin a little different because he's probably not quite the 15 to $18 million a year?
Right. It probably just depends on how much money you'd have to pay him. If you can get him in here, and I don't know how realistic this is. If you get him in here for, say, under 10 or close to 10, maybe you would kind of run that back with both of those guys. But I don't think you can have Clowney and Vernon together.